Struggling to put away a divisional opponent at least once a year is nothing new for the Patriots, but it was still stunning to see New England limp through a poor performance against the Dolphins on Monday night, given how they had been playing of late. New England had won 7 consecutive AFC East games, taken 14 consecutive road victories and had won 8 straight overall. It all came to a screeching halt against a gassed-up Miami team that brought its A-game. Credit the Dolphins for an exceptional game plan on Monday. Jay Cutler was outstanding, putting together the type of performance that helps coaches continually justify giving him $10 million to come out of retirement for a single season. When Cutler is on, he is on. And he was on Monday night, dropping dimes all over the field in a game where he severely outplayed Tom Brady. Imagine telling someone that in November, but the bigger story here is the Patriots and how different they looked on both sides of the ball. New England couldn't pressure Cutler enough to put the frowny-faced quarterback in a weird spot and throw the Dolphins off their rhythm. The Patriots' run defense was non-existent. The Dolphins appear to have discovered a new franchise back in Kenyon Drake, who totaled 193 scrimmage yards on Monday. New England will face Le'Veon Bell next. Malcolm Butler and the secondary struggled to contain the Miami wideouts. Jarvis Landry was completely uncovered for one of his 2 counts. They face Antonio Brown next. New England's offense was even worse, although both units were missing players. Defensively, Kyle Van Noy and Trey Flowers were both out, and Rob Gronkowski was missing because of a suspension. That showed up in a big way against Miami, as Brady struggled all night long. He didn't have it. And he has often not had it whenever he ends up playing at Miami. It's not the end of the world, because the Pats control their own destiny heading into Week 15, but there are 2 things worth asking and monitoring. First up, the playoffs. Home field advantage will be on the line for New England next week against Pittsburgh. The Patriots just played their worst game of the season, by far. They are about to face one of the more dangerous offenses in the NFL. Pittsburgh's defense looked like a shell of itself against Baltimore thanks to Ryan Shazier's absence, but they can pressure opposing quarterbacks, and if you get Brady pressured, he can struggle down the field just like everyone else. New England can easily bounce back. It has a pretty nice history of rebounding from losses, especially when people start talking about Brady being old. They'll probably still be favored against the Steelers, and it wouldn't be surprising if they rolled, but if they don't, they could be in a bit of trouble. Obviously, losing to Pittsburgh will bury any hope of having home field advantage. The Steelers would have a 2-game lead on them with 2 games to play and the head-to-head tiebreaker. Here's the real concern: if the Patriots lose to the Steelers, they could end up finishing at 124. And so could the Jaguars. By winning out, the Jags would also have the tiebreaker over the Patriots by virtue of conference record at that point. In theory, the Patriots could end up not just losing home field advantage, but also a first-round bye. Secondly, the MVP race. Tom Brady has been one of the top options in the MVP race through 13 weeks. But Week 14 changed things. It's late in the game to do that, maybe, but recency bias is real, and if the Patriots end up not getting a bye in the playoffs, it would be hard to reward Brady with the award. It would. Things might have become wide open, actually, because Carson Wentz tore his ACL against the Rams. You can rule him out, and Russell Wilson struggled against the Jaguars. If the Seahawks miss the playoffs, you can rule him out, too. 2 candidates who stand out: Philip Rivers of the Chargers and Antonio Brown of the Steelers. A receiver has never won the Associated Press MVP award, and AB might be hurt by having Bell and Ben Roethlisberger helping his cause. If the Steelers go nuts and he chases 2,000 yards, he'll be in the conversation. Rivers' team started out 0-4 and they have a de facto division title game on Saturday night in Kansas City. If Rivers goes into KC and lights up the Chiefs' defense 350 yards, a couple of 2 counts, and Los Angeles takes the division lead, it would be insane not to put him right in the mix with Brady and Brown. This is an odd year for the MVP, and Brady's struggles in Miami just open things up dramatically. This race could suddenly be breathtaking too, as some dark horse candidates emerge down the stretch. Interception issues. We all know Brady as a perfectionist, but even the most perfect humans still make mistakes. And Brady made a bad one on his first throw of the night against the Dolphins, trying to hit Brandon Cooks on a post route and badly underthrowing the ball. Xavier Howard, who did a really nice job covering Cooks on the play, was right there to the ball up. This is not a new thing, either. Brady has now been intercepted in 3 consecutive games, but the struggles for the Patriots in the first quarter were new. New England ended the first quarter with a whopping 2 yards of offense. That is the lowest total for the Patriots since the 2001 season, per the ESPN broadcast. Brady was generally driving the struggle bus all night. He got things going a little bit late, finally hitting Cooks for a long pass to set up a field goal, but the Dolphins were just trying to prevent the Patriots from getting an opportunity to actually tie or win the game. Credit the interceptor. We can talk about Brady and the Pats' offense looking lethargic and off-kilter all we want, but if we didn't credit Xavier Howard, the young cornerback out of Miami, for the job he did on defense Monday, it would be very poor work. He was outstanding, targeted 6 times, Howard gave up 0 catches and recorded 2 interceptions.